And when we talk unrealistic, well, first off, let me play the gimmick.
And now it's time for another one of Mike's rants.
Okay, speaking of things that will not happen, let me just make myself perfectly clear on this. And I know this isn't all fans of the Dolphins, but there's a segment of Dolphins fans who keep bringing this up and talking about it. And now there's some in the media talking about it. So everyone listen up real close. Turn up the volume on whatever you're listening to at this moment and listen. The Dolphins aren't trading for Justin Fields. And if you think they might, you're an idiot. Like a low IQ, need to use your hands and toes to count, mouth breathing, blithering idiot. It's not happening. Do you honestly think that the Miami Dolphins, after having literally almost no draft picks the past 2 years, will take the few draft picks they have this year and some that they have next year and trade them away to the Bears to get Justin Fields and have a roster void of talent? Because Chicago's not going to give this kid away. And then if you're the Dolphins, what do you do with Tua? Because Chicago ain't going to want him. They got the one pick of the draft. They don't want Tua. And plus, now you just told the world, we don't have any faith in this kid because we're moving on from him. His trade value is less than zero, and you would be handing him away for 10 cents on the dollar. And no, you're not going to trade for Fields to come in here and have him compete with Tua. For Christ's sakes, people, use common sense. You're going to give away all these draft picks for Justin Fields to have him come in and compete? What are you people, lost? Plus, how big of a hypocrite and an idiot would Chris Greer and Mike McDaniel look like after they propped up Tua for over 2 years, thrown flowers at his feet, told him his farts smell like perfume, defended him in the press to no end, built a perfect offense around him to fit his style of play, only to then give up on him and move on from him after he led the league in passing yardage? McDaniel and Greer would look dumber than dumb. They're not going to do that. And I'm not even knocking Fields. This has nothing to do with Justin Fields. He's a fine person, and I'm sure he's a fine player. But let's just call it what is his style of play isn't a fit for what Mike McDaniel's offense is. Do some of you people who talk about this stuff have any common sense? I know some of you listening don't like Tua. I get it. Trust me, I get it. In my opinion, do I think at the end of the day Tua is ever going to lead us to a Super Bowl? No, I probably don't. But he doesn't suck either. There is a hefty middle between not winning a Super Bowl and suck. There's somewhere in the middle. He's a good player. And I don't know if he'll ever win one here, but the reality we live in here on planet Earth is he's our quarterback next year, and he's probably going to get an extension to be our quarterback next 2 or 3 years at the minimum. So I don't care which side of the fence you fall on, whether you're one of these lunatics who thinks Tua is almost as good as Pat Mahomes, and he never does anything wrong, and nothing's ever his fault, and he's the second coming of the next great NFL quarterback in our lifetime, and he's got the strongest arm, and he's the bestest NFL quarterback in the world. Or on the flip side, if you're one of these miserable asshole bastards who can't give the kid any credit for anything, you poop all over everything he does, including Pro Bowl skills competitions, a flag football game, and a goddamn Super Bowl commercial. I don't care where on the spectrum you fall, we still aren't trading for Justin Fields. We're not trading for Justin Fields. They aren't trading for Justin Fields. I can't believe I actually have to say this and spend time on this, but it's like every stinking day online, I go online, I see some of these nitwit Miami Dolphins fans, nitwit Twitter accounts who talk about it might happen. It might happen. It ain't happening, folks. It ain't happening. You got a better chance of sleeping with Margot Robbie tonight than the Dolphins do at trading Justin Fields. Tua, if he's great and leads Miami to the promised land, Chris Greer, Mike McDaniel will be here for many years. If Tua sucks, then you know what? We're stuck with him. But Mike McDaniel and Chris Greer will probably be gone after this year. They aren't going to pivot on their starting quarterback now in a make-or-break season. Is that a mistake? I don't know, but that's reality. And I live in reality. So will that decision haunt Miami for years to come if they, hold on to him and give him a long-term deal? It might. It might. But here on planet Earth, they're not trading for Justin Fields. And if I have to read another dopey Dolphins fan or someone in the media talk about this, or let's put up a poll. Do you think Miami should? I swear to God, some of you people have too much time on your hands and you don't even understand the sport of football that you talk about too much. So let me just summarize this in 3 little words. It's not happening.